什么那么像在饶舌啦
We got just some extra items because it is a marathon. In case I miss an input or two, I don't want to be out of dollars. But even if we were, since it is a marathon run, there is a really silly console, debug console in this game we can turn on and give ourselves dollars, but like, that's not the spirit of things, you know what I mean? So first we're gonna save here. It's gonna be the first cool trick in the game. We're gonna save here, we're gonna crash the game, get rid of that battle skip once more. We're gonna load the game. we're going to turn around and we're going to pause the game and save in the middle of the cutscene that should play here, which will give us credit for said cutscene. So we're going to, oh, there it is. Once it sees pause, that's how we know. We're going to load the fountain area. And while the cutscene is actively playing underneath us, we're going to load the same cutscene. So now we're going to be playing 2 cutscenes at the exact same time. At the end of these cutscenes, your character is going to be standing where they would be when the cutscene ends. Now, because there's 2 cutscenes at the exact same time, there's a small frame of windows in between those cutscenes ending where you can actually save the game, so that when it tries to reset you back to where you were when the cutscene started, you can actually just load that save that, again, puts you at where the cutscene was when it ended. So, pretty easy to understand. Glad you guys are all following so far. If you need me to explain it again, you can actually just click on RPG Limit Break of the videos and watch the VOD. I'll just rewind it a couple times because it is confusing me. Alright, so we're going to save the universe right here, and then we're going to let the game unload. We're going to load the universe. And look at the boss. He's back to sleeping. Alright, we're going to just head out of here out of bounds. We got to get back inbound somehow, and we're just going to warp over there into the ether. And we have credit for that scene. That's obviously how we were able to play it. And now we're going to go to the end of this dungeon here. We're going to pick up an item. And this item really is kind of like the ignition point of the entire story. It's where you kind of find out like what your real mission is. I'm going to go ahead and save here just in case something unexpected takes place. But all right, that is the cutscene. And we're going to let this cutscene play out, get credit for it. Then we're going to end the next cutscene a couple of seconds into it once we've gotten credit for it. And then we're going to do the double cutscene again to skip that cutscene, end up where it should leave us, and that's going to put us a couple minutes ahead. What he's talking about here is this Mistech. This item is basically a relic of the old gods, so to speak, and it contains a ton of what in this game's magic, mana, whatever you want to call it, energy, and it's called Mistech. And this is basically an item that's like, oh my goodness, this is a really amazing item. We should consider like learning more about it or whatever. So that's kind of the ignition point for the. Oops. That's kind of the ignition point for the plot, where it's like, okay, now we need to leave this planet and basically travel the universe, going to different planets, trying to find out more about Mistech, where it came from, how we can use it to better our lives, make us not poor, etc., etc. You know, real things people care about. And that's kind of the thing. This game doesn't take itself too seriously. A lot of the characters' goals are not super awesome goals. They are selfish, and most of the team is ragtag. So this is a world skill. We're actually going to not do that yet. We're going to save the game. We're going to close the game. We're going to open the game. Then we're going to pick the lock. My apologies. And when we do so, we're going to play this fun little mini game where, and the reason we have to save and load right there is because there was those 2 cutscenes still playing, and when they ended, it's going to start us back at the beginning, which is way back there. But now we close it, it's not an issue. So now we do the fun little lock picking. Every character in the game has a ability that they can do. Boots is to pick locks. Now this bar is going to fill up as I get closer, or further away. One thing is that it can never be the default number, so it's always worth spinning off of. It won't tell you if it's getting closer or if you gotta go up or down. So you just have to assume and then hit 7 or 9. It couldn't be the default. So we're gonna step forward. Once we see these lights turn on, then we get credit for the scene. Alright, let's go ahead and close it out again. And then once again, I'm gonna play 2 cutscenes over each other so that you don't actually have to watch the cutscene. They cancel each other out. It's PIMDOS. So let's go ahead and de-animo the stump. Mods, de-animo the stump. And then we go through this door here, and we're supposed to be watching this cutscene. We're going to take this valuable bracelet. We're going to run over here. We're going to try to pick this lock in order to unlock the save menu so that we can hit 6.
past 5 years, we have witnessed the birth of countless excellent teams and players in all 5 major regions. They are still remembered by us to this day. At the same time, we also remember our fans who loved us from the very beginning. On the occasion of this 5th anniversary, let's turn back the clock to the starting point of PUBG Mobile Esports, the Southeast Asia region, where all the stories began. As the first world-class event, PUBG Mobile Star Challenge gathered professional players from all over the world. With continuous development, the 2019 PUBG Mobile Club Open Global Finals is undoubtedly the most exciting event.
2019 Fall Split Global Finals, ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a round of applause!
Among the countless rising stars, one shined particularly bright. Bigatron Red Aliens, a team from Indonesia,
Bigatron Red Aliens
just got first place in the PMCO Southeast Asia Fall Championship, earning the chance to compete in the PMCO Global Finals in Malaysia. In the subsequent prelim stage, intense competition kicked off immediately. And finally, they advanced to the Grand Finals in 2nd place. BTR demonstrated impeccable strength in the competition. By the end, BTR was leading the lobby by a significant 106 points, bringing the first ever championship title to the SEA region.
Di saat itu siapa yang gak kenal dengan nama Bigatron gitu? Tim yang punya segudang prestasi, mereka juara dunia di PMCO Global Finals tahun 2019. Mereka banyak banget melahirkan pemain-pemain berbakat, Zuxi, Luxi, Ryzen, Microboy. Terus habis itu Zuxi, Luxi juga saat mereka menjadi juara dunia, mereka berada di masa prime-nya mereka banget.
PUBG Mobile Esports always strives to develop and grow year after year. That's why we made sure to continue the support and build the SEA region. In 2020, the improvement of the competitive schedule introduced the World League, which later became the World Invitational. We also launched the PUBG Mobile Pro League, where even more outstanding teams joined the competitive stage. In the 2020 PMWL, BTR once again clinched the championship in the East. This had given Southeast Asia the title of the strongest region in the world. They hoped to continue their legacy at the PUBG Mobile Global Championship, the pinnacle of PUBG Mobile Esports. However, BTR was not able to repeat their performance from the previous year.
This round, winner with a chicken dinner, Nova XQL!
With the rise of Team Nova, countless brilliant moments were had, but this also left many players with regret.
After BTR Red Alien won at the Global Championship in Kuala Lumpur, we thought C region was the best. We thought nobody could beat C region except maybe RRQ Athena, maybe Illuminate the Murder, maybe Mega Conqueror, but C region was the best at the time. And we get to the league. We heard of a team called Nova. We thought maybe this team is not that good. On the contrary, they owned all the teams. They were very good.
Let's move forward to the year 2021. With continuous efforts, more teams and players joined the Pro League. For example, Xavier, who placed 3rd in the 2020 PMWI East League, also secured 2nd place in the PMGC East League. FaZe Clan also made their debut on the world stage.
Có thể nói 2021 là năm thành công nhất của Dingo Xavier trên đấu trường quốc tế, khẳng định vị thế và tên tuổi của Việt Nam vô cùng mạnh mẽ. Còn với FaZe Clan, đây là năm đầu tiên họ đặt chân đến với giải đấu cao cấp nhất của PUBG Mobile, nhưng lại khiến tất cả những đối thủ khác đều phải dè chừng và e ngại.
Undoubtedly, the year 2022 has brought the greatest changes to the SEA region. Vampire Esports emerged, dominating 2022 PMWI, winning both the main and after-party tournaments, while also setting records for most chicken dinners, most eliminations, and more. They were not only facing competitors from the SEA region, but from all over the world. Everyone was talking about VPE and wondering if they can maintain their performance at the Global Championship or if it was just a stroke of good luck. On the last day of the 2022 PMGC Grand Finals, VPE won 3 chicken dinners alone, moving from the bottom of the table to 6th place, achieving the best result for the SEA region. They pulled off another miracle, but sadly, it was not enough to win it all. In 2023, VPE continued their impressive performance. They once again won everything at the 2023 PMWI.
2023 PUBG Mobile World Invitational Champions, Vampire Esports!
ก็ย้อนกลับไปในปีที่แล้วนะครับเอาจริงก็ผมมองว่าน่าจะโอ้โหไม่มีใครที่จะมองว่าทางฝั่งตัวแวมไพร์จะซักเซสได้ถึงขนาดนั้นนะครับเพราะยุคนั้นเหมือนทุกคนจะโฟกัสไปทางฝั่งตัวอินฟินแล้วก็เฟสแคนที่มีแบบว่าผู้เล่นดังๆนะครับแล้วก็ถ้าจำมันได้เหมือน PMGC ปีล่าสุดมากินไก่แบบเบิ้ลติดๆกันในวันสุดท้ายเหมือนเอาจริงน้องๆก็เคยบอกเลยว่าเฮ้ยเราเครียดกันไปหรือเปล่ามันเป็นตัวเองดีกว่าเล่นแบบปล่อยจอยได้แบบจอยเลยสุดท้าย3 ติดจบอันดับ 6 ของโลกซะอย่างนั้นนี่นะครับแวมไพร์สปอร์ตเดี๋ยวเชื่อจัด
But don't forget, Alter Ego, an Indonesian team, showed a very strong performance by winning the Super League twice. The SCA Super League was an upgrade to the previous championship, which by many is considered to be the most competitive league in PUBG Mobile. They could potentially become the next legend of the SCA region.
Untuk dibilang legend, gue rasa belum sih untuk Alter Ego. Walaupun mereka sempat ngedapetin back-to-back champion untuk di PMSL 2023, itu menurut gue hanya sekedar untuk ngasih pembuktian gitu bahwa Indonesia tidak kehabisan pemain berbakat. Ya mungkin contohnya Rosemary gitu. Datangnya dia ke Alter Ego tuh bener-bener jadi ujung tombak untuk Alter Ego. Dan gak berhenti di Rosemary. Masih ada Alpha juga yang didatangkan oleh Alter Ego untuk mengisi kekosongan atau kekurangan dari Alter Ego. Dan gue rasa PMGC 2023 ini akan menjadi ajang global championship pertama gitu untuk Rosemary dan juga si Alpha. Jadi wajib banget kita nantikan performnya mereka di PMGC 2023. Dan please di notes pastikan tonton Alter Ego sampai akhir.
Of course, there are many more teams we haven't mentioned, but these teams will all take part in the 2023 PUBG Mobile Global Championship. So what do you think? Who will be the ultimate winner in this year's PMGC? Will they be from SCA? Well, there's only one way to find out.
Greetings, PUBG Mobile players! The long-awaited Frost Festival is about to commence. In the new version 2.9, we'll be introducing battles filled with a frosty atmosphere. Snow Battle is coming to town. Furthermore, you'll also get to experience updates to World of Wonder and Classic Mode. So let's dive right into it. In the Frost Festival, we'll be bringing you a series of snow-themed content, including a new Snowy Village-themed area, fun interactions with snow pals, and snow-themed items for more gaming fun and excitement. When miraculous December comes, the frosty world will undergo some magical changes. Stay tuned for updates. Don't miss out. First, let's take a look at the new themed area, Snowy Village. The village covers a wide area of 280 by 150 and has loads of supplies. It's located near Stalber in Erringdale, Iceborg in Livik, and Goroka in Vikendi. In addition to the buildings on the ground, the underground area of the Lucky Ice Tower is also worth exploring. Make use of the 2-story layout to experience a completely new battle experience. Sound the bell in the Lucky Ice Tower, and you can even summon rewards. Additionally, the village also has a snow rail, which can help you quickly move around and gather supplies. It allows you to navigate flexibly between different areas of the village and also swiftly relocate to advantageous positions during battles for your team to counterattack more effectively. Of course, you should always remain vigilant to avoid becoming the target of an ambush. What's more, the village also features a special 2-seat vehicle, the Reindeer. It's also a great choice for transportation as it allows you to swiftly move all over the map. For intense battles, we've also prepared festive and practical battle equipment for you. The Snowball Blaster and Snowboard. The Snowball Blaster can be used in many ways and has loads of functionality. When you aim it at the ground or a building, it can create a snow pile cover for you. When used on enemies, you can temporarily transform them into lively snow pals to restrict their movement. When facing bodies of water, you can use the Snowball Blaster to freeze the surface so that you can walk on it. It's definitely a practical yet entertaining weapon. After transforming into a lively snow pal, you will be unable to use firearms to do battle. You'll only be able to rely on basic actions such as walking, running, jumping, and swimming to evade enemy pursuit. It takes some time before you can revert to your human form. Let's build a snowman together. The snowboard will also bring you a whole new experience. Apart from helping you glide and move on various surfaces, it can also be used with the Snowball Blaster. Explore the many possibilities and use these 2 items to have all kinds of fun. We've also designed various interactive mechanics, such as searching for snow toddlers, lucky ice, and the Snow Blast Zone. When you encounter a lucky snowman on the map, don't be in a rush to leave. There are 4 lost little snowmen hidden near the lucky snowman. Search for the 4 hidden snow toddlers and bring them back to the large snowman. You'll then receive a token of gratitude. There are lots of lucky ice scattered across the map. Shatter the ice to get the supplies inside. Try using a melee weapon to break the ice more easily. Furthermore, you'll find that snow has engulfed some red zones on the map, and the falling snow will bring about many interesting effects. Players within a snow blast zone will be transformed into a lively snow pal if they're hit by the snow. If the snow lands on the ground, a snow pile cover will be created. In this World of Wonder update, we'll be introducing a brand new transformation skill gameplay and a catch me hide and seek gameplay for you to enjoy the transformation skills to the fullest. Of course, you can also use this skill to create more interesting creations. We've also added a Snowy Village map template to celebrate the Frost Festival with creators. Additionally, we've also made some updates and improvements to gameplay devices, game parameter settings, and the editor. For more details, please follow the official PUBG mobile community. We'll continue introducing the latest WoW content to everyone. As for Classic Mode, we've also made some improvements to vehicles, firearms, creation mode, emotes, settings, and more. First, we've enhanced the designated marksman rifles. Some DMRs can be equipped with the full auto mod to fire in full auto. We've also improved the attributes and handling of some vehicles to enhance your driving experience. We've also added a new garage mechanic. From now on, you can choose your dream ride during matches. Meanwhile, we've also added a custom SFX adjustment feature. You can adjust the volume of some sound effects to whatever best suits you. As for creation mode, we'll be introducing some quick view features for watching the victory dance and fireworks displays and the new Frozen Kingdom themed performance in order to provide players with more possibilities for creative content. Furthermore, we've expanded the emote backpack. Now you can equip more emotes before entering the battleground. That's a wrap for the main content in this new version. In addition, new content will be added to the popularity battle event, Metro Royale, and season rewards. For more details, follow our official PUBG mobile community. Snow Battle is coming to town. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
In 2020, while the eyes of most PUBG Mobile viewers were focused on Southeast Asia as well as other regions, there was one region in particular that went under the radar, the 2020 EMEA League. Numerous teams from different regions were fighting for a spot in the 2020 PMGC. Among them, the teams from the EU region were the most dazzling. Kanina Power, which had previously won 3rd place in the 2020 PMWL West League, managed to break through and eventually won 6th place in the 2020 PMGC. Class Dilge Athletics from Turkey also successfully took 8th place. For the entire EU region, this was a great start, and in the future, the EU region would grow into an even stronger region. The EU region seems to have endless potential. They always have a number of astonishingly talented newcomers. In the 2021 PMWI, in addition to the veteran team Kanina Power taking 2nd place, the newly reorganized team in 2021, Nextria,
Xenox in the smokes, the solo by themselves,
surprisingly won 3rd place.
The EU region seems to just have endless potential. There's always a number of astonishingly talented newcomers coming up through the ranks, developing their skills, and in 2021 at the PMWI, you had some of the veterans there for sure. Kanina Power taking 2nd place, an incredible performance coming through from them to get that 2nd place. But not only that, you had the reorganized team for Nextria in 2021 who won PMPL Turkey. They came 1st in their region and then were invited on the back of that to the PMWI West to take 3rd place. So these new talents working as this new roster at the time, a phenomenal resurgence there, and there's so much more left in the pipeline, I'm sure, for this region. I'm really excited for what the future has, and I can't wait to see what they've got.
In the 2021 PMGC, teams from around the world gathered once again. First of all, worth mentioning is that among all the participating countries in the grand finals, Turkey had the most with 3. Among them, teams like S2G and Nextria finished 4th and 6th respectively. This was a massive achievement. The efforts of the EU region are constantly bearing fruit. Now they just needed an opportunity.
2021 yılında Dünya Şampiyonası istediğimiz gibi başlamıştı. Çünkü West aşamasında 3 takımımızı birden ilk 6'ya sokmayı başardık ve büyük finallere 3 takımımızı göndermiştik. S2G 4. olarak buraya katılma hakkı kazanmıştı ve kadrosunda Rip7, Timber, Kalse, Sylas gibi isimler vardı. Büyük finallerde ne yapacağını çok fazla kestiremiyorduk temsilcilerimizin çünkü dünyadaki takımların iyi performansları söz konusuydu. Büyük finallerde temsilcimiz S2G 4. olmayı başardı. Nexu'ya 6. olmayı başardı. Maalesef Fenerbahçe ilk 8'in dışarısında kalmıştı. Ama bu takımın ileride çok iyi şeyler vaat ettiği konusunda herkes hemfikirdi.
Next, let's go directly to the 2022 PMGC. At a time when everyone was focusing on whether Nova could win 3 consecutive championships, a team that was not originally a favorite to win was about to become the focus on the stage. S2G performed consistently in the first 2 days of competition, always maintaining a position at the top of the leaderboard. And on the final day, S2G changed its conservative tactical strategy and sought to gain more elimination points in the last few rounds. And in the last round, S2G secured the championship with 15 elimination points.
The champion of 2022, it is S2G!
They finally broke through and made history for the EU region.
2022 Dünya Şampiyonası bizi büyük zaferler getirdi. Tabii ki Dünya Şampiyonası başlamadan önce bu zaferlerin geleceği konusunda çok bir fikrimiz yoktu. S2G kadrosunda bazı değişiklikler yapmıştı. Takıma yeni katılan oyuncular vardı. Özellikle Reis ile birlikte takımın form seviyesi gerçekten çok yüksekti. 2022 Dünya Şampiyonası finallerine 2 takım göndermeyi başarmıştık. Bir tanesi S2G, bir tanesi Fireflux. Maalesef 2 takımımızın kaderleri birazcık farklı oldu. İlk günden itibaren S2G sürekli olarak zirveyi kovalarken Fireflux için işler iyi gitmemişti. 3. gün geldiğinde S2G güzel maçlar geçirdi ve şampiyonluğu Türkiye'ye getirmeyi başardı. Bu Türkiye e-spor tarihindeki en unutulmaz başarıydı.
This year, the EU region has continuously produced even more strong teams. First of all, G Gladiators won first place at the 2023 PUBG Mobile Pro League Spring Regional Championships and third place in the 2023 PMWI. Veteran teams like Nexuria and Canada Power have been performing better and better this year and successfully qualified for the 2023 PMGC. Subsequently, hot recent teams like Mad Bulls, BRA Esports, Major Pride, Melise Esports, Demorte, among others from EU, have also successfully gotten a spot in PMGC. They all look forward to continuing the success of the EU region in 2023. There are many questions surrounding PMGC. Will S2G successfully defend their championship? Will another EU team lift the trophy? Could it even be a team unexpected to win it all? Let's witness it together in Turkey.
Video. Why? I don't know. YouTube is awesome, right? Watch.
I'm Gold Investigator. Join the Investigator team and let's protect the game's fairness together.
The list, so I do forget sometimes. Yeah. I don't scroll all the way down because on the bottom you sometimes just get the attachments
Hey
that
there.
no one wants.
Welcome to the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala.
Yeah.
We've introduced a brand new competition and upgraded rewards. You will have to go through 10 rounds of 1v1 matches and compete to become the first ever PUBG Mobile
like
Popularity
the
Annual Gala
magazine,
champion.
The extended
So let's
Quick
get
Draw is
right
like
to
on
it.
top of the list, and the extended is
New
like on
competition,
the
ladder
just Quick Draw is like
competition.
on the bottom or something.
The Popularity Annual
Yeah.
Gala event will be utilizing a new ladder promotion system. Players' initial ladder grade will be determined by their battle points at the end of the first round. Ladders are divided into 6 grades: Triple S, Double S, S, A, B, and C, with Triple S being the highest.
Bam.
Ladder promotion rules. Players are ranked based on the popularity they gain during the battle period. For rounds 1 to 9, the ladder results are settled at the end of every round's battle. Apart from ladder grade C, each ladder has 100 spots, with the top 20 promoted, the middle 60 retained, and the bottom 20 demoted. If you're trying to move up the ranks, be sure to stay within your ladder's retained threshold or higher before each round is settled. Additionally, ladder grades can only be promoted or demoted by 1 grade at a time, so your performance in the assignment round is crucial. Be sure not to miss it. Final showdown. Based on the rankings from the previous 9 rounds, round 10 will be the decisive showdown to determine the final rank and ladder grade placement, including the champion of the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala, who will emerge as the ultimate winner. New exclusive rewards. At the end of round 10, rewards will be issued based on the player's ladder grade and final rank. For outstanding players, they will receive exclusive rewards that can showcase their supreme honor both in and outside the game. In-game rewards include the honor title, honor name tag, and honor avatar frame. which are sure to make you stand out. Moreover, there are also physical trophies, interviews, custom popularity gifts, official social media promotion, game exposure, and other exclusive honorable rewards. Gain global renown both in and outside the game. What are you waiting for? Participate in the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala now.
That's crazy. Oh, the same thing happened to me right now as well. I wanted to heal, and when the healing was done, it just doesn't heal you. It just disappears. Like you sit through the time, and then nothing happens. Yeah.
That happened to me in that house.
Okay, finally.
I found the access card.
Do you have a 3x scope still with you?
Yeah.
I give you the 4x.
I have you a super weapon tool. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go. Aw, man, it's AMR. You can have it.
Welcome back to the PMGC 2023, and this is going to be the last chance stage here. And I'm live in Malaysia, Battle Arena PJ, with me none other than Patella coming out from Alter Ego. And starting off our questions and brief interview for the day. Now, for Alter Ego, you guys were PMSL champions back-to-back for 2 seasons.
It gave me 2 vehicle
it feels like there's a lot of challenges for you in the PMGC League stage. What was the biggest difference if you compare during the PMSL and even the PMGC now?
Oke, jadi buat Alter Ego sendiri, kalian itu back-to-back champion di PMSL dan sekarang kamu berada di survival stage PMGC. Jadi apakah perbedaan di antara PMSL dan PMGC?
Oke, kalau perbedaannya menurut kita sih dari segi adaptif di tim-tim global ini ya, karena dari segi adaptif atau adaptasi mereka sangat-sangat kuat lah. Jadi mereka nggak ada patokan mau gameplay gimana, jadi mereka menyesuaikan dari segi gameplay.
Okay, if you ask me the difference between PMSL and PMGC, most of the team at this PMGC, they know how to adapt with the situation. They don't have like one specific play style or they want to play passive or aggressive. No, they're not doing that. They just adapt with the situation and improvise from there.
So I guess that's the biggest challenge for them as well then. And now, based on yesterday's matches, are there any adjustments? Since today is your last day playing as well, you have to wait for tomorrow. Will there be any adjustment for your team to just make it for the next stage and get a better result?
Oke, jadi buat hari ini adalah hari terakhir buat Alter Ego sendiri. Apakah menurut kamu sendiri ada sesuatu lah yang kamu ngerasa bisa nggak kamu lolos ke survival stage nanti? Gitu. Kamu harus apa yang kamu harus lakuin buat kamu lolos ke survival stage?
Apa yang harus kita lakuin sih pastinya lebih ke mematangkan kesalahan kemarin ya. Jadi kita belajar banyak dari kesalahan kemarin. Kita benar-benar adjust lah untuk hari ini karena hari ini kita terakhir bermain dan grup green besok masih grup red dan yellow masih bermain.
Okay, so for me, from Alter Ego, we want to do our best. We already touch up our mistake. We already learned from the past. And yes, of course, today group green and versus red. But then red is going to play in tomorrow. So I think we're going to perform really, really well so that group red is not going to qualify easily to the last chance.
Now I'm going to touch that for a bit more. Since you mentioned about your mistakes yesterday, and it's so hard to actually identify your mistake in a very short time, can you state out some of the mistakes that's quite major for your team?
Ya, kamu ngomong-ngomong, kamu ada ngomong tentang permasalahan yang terjadi lah, mistake-mistake terjadi. Bisa nggak kamu cerita sedikit aja, apa salah satu contoh mistake-mistake yang terjadi di kemarin hari?
Mistake yang kemarin terjadi sih kita belum expect sama keisengan Semnan ya. Jadi benar-benar dari semua map kita benar-benar dekat sama dia dan lumayan mengganggu gameplay kita lah.
So the things that I don't expect is the playstyle from Sam9. So that's the mistake that we learned.
If Mike is not here, then there's
is because of our drop spot in every map is quite near with Sam9, and yeah, we don't.
Buggy moving,
we don't expect these things gonna happen, and yes, it's gonna. They give us so much trouble.
I mean, that's the unexpected to be happening on the global stage, definitely now. You mentioned about Sam9. Are they one of your greatest threat when it comes to this stage, or will there be somebody else so far?
Kamu ngomong Sam9 nih, kamu mention Sam9. Apakah Sam9 itu salah satu tim yang kamu ngerasa PR terbesar kamu, ataupun ada tim-tim yang lain?
Enggak sih. Karena emang kemarin iseng aja kita nggak expect dia bakalan main seiseng itu.
Nice, but no flipping.
So basically, it's not really the same line. It's our biggest threat, but then we just don't expect they're gonna play like that.
Too, just for the fun of it.
Okay, we might have more surprises for today, by the way. With tight points among the teams, and you still have a great chance to make it to the last chance stage. What's your focus to improve your rankings since today is your last day? And what do you think is the most important outcome for today's games?
Oke, jadi kalau kita lihat dari point system, poin kalian itu tidaklah terlalu jauh untuk kamu lolos ke ke last chance. Jadi, apakah fokus terbesar yang kamu mau fokusin hari ini supaya kamu bisa lolos ke last chance?
He went straight to Watertown,
Kita
so
lebih
he didn't stop
ngemaksimalin tiap game sih. Jadi kalau tiap game kita mendapatkan hasil yang bagus, poin juga bakalan ikutan bagus juga. Jadi kita fokus game per game.
Okay, so basically we're gonna focus on each game. We're gonna focus on our first game first. It's because of I believe if we focus on each game, the point will come afterwards. So we're just gonna do our best in every single map, so that we're gonna maximize our point.
I agree. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time as well. But we're done here on stage live. We're going to toss it back to the casters. Good luck, all the best for all the teams out there competing, especially when it comes to Green Group. Today will be the last day performing, and United, they have to just wait it out. We're just going to toss it back to the casters. Casters, take it away.
We gotta go. We gotta go. They will stop, and they will have the better position. I got only one headshot on these
Well,
guys.
as you heard there, Potato, Altigo, and all the teams from Group Green,
was
this
there
is your
someone on the
last
hill here?
chance, your last 6
50?
matches to get as many points as possible and potentially keep yourself in the safe zone of this happen. And we got Maxman and Kalaris here on the desk to break everything happening, obviously, yesterday.
Oh, he's on the hoverboard, yeah.
Well, no, I'm not going to go to you, Max. I'm going to go to Kalaris first. Altigo had a rough day, to say the least.
Yes, they did, and I VOD reviewed them quite extensively.
We can chase this
so obviously
person.
we heard in the interview there that, you know, 7-9 was one of their downfalls. Luckily for them, they're not playing today. However, I think that is not the issue for them. Yesterday, the issue for them in 4 games out of the 6 was unnecessary risks. You think back to the Sandhawk, you get caught in the water, BCR takes you down, you're done. You think, and the other water scenario on Erangel,
the other one is on the pool building
not
rooftop.
required
You see it?
whatsoever. The first game on Erangel, where they're coming late to the circle,
Can you go to the water tower with the grappling hook?
Try and play Ed instead. Again, another unnecessary risk. And then finally, 7-9 on Erangel being able to take them out when they're trying to find cars.
He went to his
all of these
teammates.
unnecessary risks
We should
that they're
go to the
taking
zone,
could be
to be
easily
honest. We should go to
mitigated
the
if they're
zone.
just playing a
Yeah.
bit more mature PUBG Mobile and trying to play a
How
bit
do
more
you
of a control
renew
style.
your membership? You go to this little button on YouTube that says join, and you tap on it, and then you will get all the
about the
options.
Infinix GT10 Pro official smartphone here at PMGC 2023. And while you're on your new lovely device, make sure you check out TikTok with the tag PMGC 2023 to find out some stuff behind the scenes, hopefully some interviews, hopefully anything for you guys to watch. And of course, we
So
do
how
post
can
about
I
the event.
renew? I want
Make
to
sure
buy my
use
own
the
membership.
hashtag
You go
as
to this
well. But
join,
Max,
you
as
just
heard
tap on the
Colors break
join
down
or click on the
Altigo,
join button.
There's another team
and then the
out there
membership
we really have to focus our
menu
attention on,
will
a team who
open.
had a special invite into the group stage. It's G Gladiators.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about them.
I'm making you talk about them.
I don't know. I want to talk about them.
You can select
Sure, I mean, Gladiators
your
will expect more, right?
how you want to pay for it, and
the
stuff like
Gladiators
that.
cheese. They're going to cheese until the very end here, Jason. They're going to maybe qualify to the survival stage, to the last chance, should I say, with just a few points. But I want to look onto other teams possibly because we got also a big shift of groups, right?
Going
And one of the
to
few
the
teams that's
airdrop,
been
I
added
guess.
to the mix today.
But I really want to
especially
be at
excited
the
to
house.
play
No, they
is
stopped.
gonna
They stopped.
be
They stopped.
Enigma
How many
Galaxy.
people?
They
How many
played
people?
exceptionally well back in their
Oh no,
group.
it's the second car. No, let's go. Let's go. No, it's the wrong
top
it's the
fragger of its
wrong
group.
car.
One of the best pickups, I would say,
I know,
in the
but the
entire
one guy
year
behind
of
this
Pokemon
car
eSport,
that
right? With
is-
how
He's
they
still
are
there.
able to take
35,
these fights
35, and
now,
he's finished on the hill.
how
He's finished on the hill.
I'm especially interested to see how they're going to fight for their spot in Pachinki on
One
the round
behind
against,
each
I
car.
believe it's the Xavier, how that really unfolds. But Enigma Galaxy has to be one of the teams that everyone
Okay.
is looking at
Yes,
to
yes.
qualify
Yeah.
for the
We
grand
gotta go
finals.
too.
So they're a very big favorite for me here going in these matches.
I'm hyped for them. I'm also hyped for Duxan as well, because South Korea, let's go. Here we are.
What are they
They're awesome.
doing?
They're awesome. And
blowing
I mean, to be
5
fair, they had a
somewhere
great
too.
start to their group initially, and they kind of fell off slowly as time went on. But I've said it multiple times, as South Korea constantly gets more and more days, more games on the board, they're great at assimilating information. All of their teams, all of the teams that qualify for PMGC. So
same.
I'm hoping for Duxan to prove big here
nice to
again
stop
today.
At the shop and buy
That's great. That's great about gladiators, by the way.
I was going to say, well, that's great stuff to talk about, obviously, Enigma Galaxy and Duxan. But Max, I really want to hammer home about gladiators here. My attention actually are over towards potentially Inco Gaming, because obviously they've seen their brethren teams of Alpha 7, of Loops, of Influence Rage perform pretty well. I'm curious to see if they can rise up and be another Brazilian strong power team.
The gifted
but also,
membership.
And Hyper, because the roster they ended up fielding in Group Red wasn't the roster they ended up fielding in Americas or the team they ended up fielding in North America PMPL. I mean, to be fair, GFED on the
look
roster
at that. The zone was like,
surprised to see them do so well in the group,
you are here now, then
kind of been out of the team for a while now. But they have, I guess, a lot of pressure coming away from North America in general, considering they're our only representative.
I think we can go to just the containers real quick.
I know that Zifan is watching a lot of like doing a lot of your parties, watching a lot of the different regions. So I think that might have helped out actually, because he knows kind of what to expect in these matches against all these different teams, how they're going to rotate, and how these matches are going to.
I have only gifting membership to others, but doesn't show me to renew mine PG
against the domination of Brazil right now. Because
what does it say to your membership? Like when does it expire?
As you said already, talking about Inco, Jason, they have already played at this stage. Nenebich in particular, one of my favorite players of the region, that I would like to see them potentially climb up. But that would be too many Brazilian teams almost in the grand finals. They can't be all of them. That's not possible.
Maybe you can try when it expires.
Or could it? I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, still a lot to come up down the way. But we can see a comparison here of Mad Bulls up against the Galaxy, and Mad Bulls obviously struggling when it came to placement points, able to put up a ton of eliminations, and obviously double chicken dinners as well. We can see just obviously the performance when it came to group stage quite different when it came to eliminations.
For me, Enigma Galaxy, I do feel like they were the one surprise for me,
did you take
especially out of Group Red, to not advance through to the grand final straight away. I mean, they just fell short of more by a few points here and there.
And then I'm good to go.
Because Enigma Galaxy had a great start, and we know this team has a very formidable roster. I mean, I think a lot of people put a lot of stock in if Coops is gone, then if he's eliminated early, then maybe they don't have much legs to stand on. But I don't necessarily hugely agree with that. Of course, he is a force to be reckoned with, right? And somebody that is going to be sitting very strongly with him, as you can see with the point 3 eliminations. But this team still is able to play a macro game, even if Coops is gone.
Go. Someone using Flare, awesome.
I mean, thinking back to PMWI, Max, we did see Coops kind of be similar to Nomi, similar to Matic. He was kind of off by himself, but also the funny thing was he was the tip of the spear for the most part.
Because today is the day.
Rose to get positioned for his team. But he's so confident and so successful to be able to do that, that it allowed Enigma Galaxy to kind of adapt their style quite a bit to how Coops can.
They used the flare here. I guess at the wooden houses on this side.
Oh, Coops is in gate. We just follow Coops. Enable him. Just enable Coops exactly to kind of take these fights, because
we're still in the zone here, though.
He's the one that is leading the charge for this fight. And a lot of the time is very successful when it works out that way. And the rest of the team, sure, they can frag out. We know Lord, we know Freak,
I guess I'm wrong because it's down the hill. Let's go closer.
Matches, but clearly it's just the setup around Coops. If he gets knocked, pick him up. You want to keep him alive as much as possible, which is what I wanted to see almost from Quest with Al-Hajj, but it's just not been the case. Al-Hajj has been going out early, so it goes to show how important it is to keep a star player like Coops alive until the very end, because it increases your odds of winning those matches pretty significantly. So yeah, I hope that it's going to work out for them. Though, if you're looking on this graphic, Radio Seal, Reject, we had some great moments.
Sometimes MK, I can't believe it. I shoot his head, get headshot, I shoot his head again, and it's like the recoil is so high, it's 10 meters above him. It's supposed to be so steady. It's like a crate weapon. It's two behind this house on the left side.
Now this point of the tournament.
Honestly, I have a bit of a grim outlook for Group Green, in my opinion. Also, take a look at some of the highlights.
It's a little bit ridiculous that it bounces so much.
6 of their teams not able to make it happen yesterday, right?
I feel like the Mini is stronger than the
MK. With 22 points, and that's kind of why I focused on them a little bit in my VOD review from day to day, because I do feel like Ultra Ego is the one that can try and get out of that.
But then again, we're not in the zone, and neither are them, and we just rotate. We just rotate to the zone.
So much so that I do believe that Ultra Ego will make some big changes coming in today. Like, for example, I think that they're going to go north on Sandhawk because N-Hyper goes down towards Camp Charlie, which was a backup drop.
And
islands. They moved away from that Northwest Island, for example. So we'll see if that actually pans out here today. But yeah, I think they've got a tall mountain to climb as Group Green today for the most part.
I will say this, I'm 100% in agreement with you, Claris, but one thing we can't forget about is that the difference between 16th place and 8th place is 15 points. Now, obviously, if you're Melissa in the situation, that's over doubling your points, but it's not that big of a gap at the moment, so it's really going to come down to those potential 1, 2, 3 points that means whether you're into the last chance or your unfortunate PMGC run will be done. So
I see
it's still extremely close, but yeah, it is kind of
130.
eye-opening, Max, as we look at Group Green just struggling.
The guy with the DBS got a kill on the hill
I've
south.
got a few numbers right now. Group Yellow on average have 40.5 points.
I think we should just stay here. Here's
Group Green
good.
have 26.3. So there's a pretty significant disparity between the teams that are between these two groups. It is going to be a bit rough. There's room for them to, of course, catch up here, but as we know, for the survival stage, it's only 2 days. The team of Group Green only have 6 matches remaining to have an impact on the leaderboards. And after Claris in esports, this is always the worst scenario to be in.
2 solos?
You just got to stay and watch.
You got 2
and just
solo
hope that
players?
the other teams around you don't perform well, which is the most insane situation to be in, because you just cannot have the impact you're hoping for anymore.
No, for sure. It's a terrifying prospect to actually kind of stare down. For rejects, of course, I think that obviously right now they.
Oh, I see one guy 200. The guy with the DBS 200 on the hill.
Compare that to the group stage.
It's more like West for you than 200.
Total. For me, I don't know if 2 days is enough for rejects and rotating lobbies for them to gain traction, because rejects' performances came in the latter stages of their group as a whole.
But it's okay. We can go to the church. We can go to the church. Let's go.
That said, as well, there's some uncharacteristic numbers that came out from yesterday. Procedure, for example, only 10 eliminations across 6 games. This is a team that can get that in one game, no problem, considering what we saw from them in the group stage. So my eyes are also on them, aside from Alter Ego, because I just think that they're capable of more.
100%. I completely agree, and unfortunately just not seen out of them and the Twins. But you know what? Obviously, rotating groups. I think for me, as you kind of mentioned, right? Like we have
one
rotating
here,
groups.
this
It kind of doesn't favor
How
some
many
of the teams.
solos
But for me,
there are?
PMGC is always about finding the best all-around team, because there's so many different kind of mini tournaments within tournaments, right? You have your group stage where you play out the same teams over the course of 3-4 days.
Yeah, you set the rock.
Then you
set the
have
rock
this
there.
event where you have rotating groups. You have to be adaptive. Then you get to the grand finals where it's going to be a sprint, or I guess the last stage
It's
coming up
this
in
guy
just 2
here,
days, where it's really a sprint,
and the other one is West.
play. You got to be good all around, and we're going to find the team to be just that, hopefully, very, very soon. But one team I did want to focus on, just really quickly, because I want to throw this out there in case it happens.
I don't know.
Influence Rage. You're so far in the lead, there should be no chance you're ever going to fall into the bottom 8. Do you start to hot drop on some teams' potential? Start to kind of put yourself in rotational paths with some of the teams? Obviously not them because not playing here. Maybe Bad Bulls is a better case in the situation. To punish teams and prevent them from potentially qualifying.
It's okay, I don't think he's in the
tomorrow,
zone.
Mad Bulls is today.
We always theorize this, and it pretty much never happens.
The guy from the Rock is moving in his healing suit, but oh boy, MK is crazy jumpy.
You could do it if you want at the second half of the day. I think now is a bit early to do that. You're safe. You're not 100%
It's only body hits.
Mad Bulls? You don't.
I think I need 4 body hits for a knockout.
I would just say,
I
just
don't
play
like
the half of
MK
the day,
too much.
just
It's
chill,
only good
normal.
full auto
Then
close.
if you want and see how it happens, I think the earlier you do it, the more responsive teams are going to be.
My
to
guy
that,
at the Rock,
and they're
I
gonna
think he's
adapt around
barely in the
potentially
zone.
hot dropping them, right?
But
So
he is in the
if
zone.
you're
Okay.
Fred
Wow.
Blackballs, BTR,
Alright,
maybe you wanna
DBS
take a
guy's
bit
in the
more time
zone.
before going for a play like that.
Lucky you,
I don't know
my
who
friend.
you'd want to pick out. Maybe
Did he move to a
Reject,
tree?
Maybe also Gladiators right now could be a team to take down. I don't know. Could be.
I have a thought. I do think Mad Bulls is relatively safe. I mean, considering that I think that the performance will continue here throughout the day. I think
He's
if you were
moving up
going
the
to
hill.
target
The guy in the green
anybody
suits.
based on these two groups
Hit him
alone,
3 times
I
again.
wouldn't mind
Okay, there we go.
looking towards Procedure
man, 4 body hits.
on Erangel. If you think about their potential rotational paths,
He's
from
either at the
something
rock
like
or at the
Yasnaya
tree, right?
going up against kind of Rozok. Sometimes those can potentially clash from time to time, and Erangel is the most, as we all do our little thing. Please sir, I want to be next. You know, I think that could be a target. If they were going to do something, I don't know whether they will though.
I'd even go on Alter Ego, to be honest. I think that would be a good team to take down.
Maybe.
They could be a threat.
I mean, that's a good point. If you prevent people from hot dropping you when we get into the last chance stage, then it means your position will be a lot cleaner.
You go
you're
left
limited
side, I
game,
don't.
so
I go
better chance
to the
of
middle.
qualifying through. But let's see what's going to break down. So we're heading to
He's
our first
smoking
match
at the
today with
tree,
Sandhawk.
Rock
Throw it over to our
300.
commentators, Jack and Blink, to take it away.
That means he I don't know. That means nothing because he could be at the tree. I didn't see how he threw it.
It's exciting already because I kind of like the way you can see we're all there in anticipation. It's cool. I like the way you kind of had, you know, we're in school blank. We want to get our opinions.
Oh
in.
yeah.
Because even me and you were speculating, we're theory crafting.
Can you go all the way to the edge?
This week's going to be so
to the
damn
top.
good. Like the quality of games yesterday was great. If that carries on, I'm living for it. Like.
Yeah, I mean, we were having a little chat behind the scenes there. I mean, to be honest with you, there's a lot to talk about here. You know, you have some of these groups here that are now playing their last stage. Group Green, this is their final day today before we head towards tomorrow.
Try to get in the zone and play cool. He might be in the smoke. I don't know. There's no way of telling.
And last chance. And some of the group, some of the players, some of the teams in Group Green are in real danger right now. It's a stressful.
Oh, he's not. He's not.
They look happy. They look ready to go. They look very, very excited.
Oh, he tricked me with the smoke because I was like, maybe he's at the other tree. I thought this was a far throw. Nice. He was at the far tree. Okay, GG's though. Nice work.
Quite significantly well. Obviously not getting in towards that direct invite stage, but
nice finish.
For Group Green,
hey, let me put down the statue.
And you know, we were chatting about, like, you know, there's really only a couple of teams from Group Green that we actually thought were fairly decent towards the end of it, and it kind of felt like the group of death. But the more we look into it, the more we see there's actually some very, very good teams in some of these other groups that definitely deserve more praise.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's sort of the speculation that we had when we came to this agreement. You know, like looking back on it, in retrospect about the rose-tinted goggles or green-tinted goggles, really, the upper echelons of that group were absolute masterclass, right? Even Reject Tokyo can be lumped in with that, with how well they were playing over that week. But since coming into this, well, hang on a minute, hold that thought.
Let's go, let's go.
Happening, Blank. What's going on here? Straight into the action. Is that Mad Balls under pressure already?
It is Inco versus Mad Balls here. We saw this versus Mad Balls in the very first day of their group versus Falcons. They lost their hot drop, but they're used to it now. They're expecting something to go off.
I think it's basically just like the SLR is bad now. It was way better, but now it's kind of bad. Because the SKS was like buffed, it's stronger, but I feel like the SKS is better than MK when it comes to single shots.
Trying to assess the situation.
It's a bit odd.
Now, Mad Balls always feel that they were hit with pressure on Sandhawk. Even back in regulation of Group Green, they were being tested for
PG, can someone transfer his or her membership to anyone else who's not interested? No.
Early damage done.
But if you get the membership by accident and you don't want it, there's no downside to it.
But now we're seeing them both be severed. Lots of damage across either.
You know what I mean?
It was one of
zero obligations, no nothing.
That res off there. Vitali will finish off.
There's nothing that happens
in the meantime. Zerich desperately trying to hold his own. Becker trying to head down the stairs. Nice little peek out coming through from Inco. Only one Mad Ball left remaining, but it's Tulika, who's having a fantastic day yesterday. Not allowed
look,
to let this game slip out of his hands, but he's only got one teammate left to bring up. But a huge amount of damage
because I parked in the perfect angle.
Last player alive, Tulika. Can he clutch this out?
Perfect angle.
Is it going to be burned clutch like a used car salesman? Drop down for Squash, seeing if he can
we do the same thing again.
Through as the
I go Quarry, get 3 people, and you kill the last
calls
one.
For the backup of his teammates.
But this time I don't get finished.
So he's got room to try and pick him up later if possible. Doesn't peek off the back of the base of the movement either. So Squash still holding.
Thank you so much for the 50 gifted membership.
Getting his teammates back.
50, my man. Thank you so much for the love.
Even if either one of these solos get away and give up the final elim, you have crippled yourself coming into the opening game today.
Have an amazing Friday,
and this is it, Blank. They've got to roll with the punches now.
Yeah, Neighbor Galaxy also having a little peek in here with Ralph off in the distance alongside of his teammate. So this fight is not going to go well either way for both squads right now. Tulika is on the broadside, will be spotted almost immediately. This shotgun that Squash has found himself alongside with the SK-12 that he's currently holding on to, it is just stressful to deal with.
You're doing it all on your own, so I'm just like...
Indeed. One shot will be enough to take him down unless he's at distance. But for the Mad Balls, this is still sort of an important fight to win out on, right? You do not want to be losing your spot in ruins. You don't want people to be feeling like you're an easy prey. Come towards that direct invite towards the PMGC, that global championship. So for anyone watching, all the other teams are already qualified. Mad Balls having to put on a bit of a performance here, a bit of a display.
Oh, my big brains.
Goodbye.
I got the recall card.
Good.
Oh my god, a lot of people landed there.
Tulika.
It was the perfect plane.
Ralph takes out the final player there from Inco. Difficult stuff ahead now for Kulika himself.
Oh,
forward here, Jackie.
Oh man, that is a rough way to start this off, Blank. You know, we're coming into it thinking that we have time to speculate.
One guy in front of me here on the hill, right in front of me.
If you will, for our viewers at home.
I need to push him
We
down.
got Jason's favourite, just what he ordered, you know, fresh from the oven there.
One
the
guy
hot
at
drop specialty.
Statue, the airdrop. One guy statue with the grenades.
The worst case scenario, really, Blank. And then a third party to steal that last
one guy named building.
Headshot and body
a
hits.
little taster of the sort
man.
of channel
And it just
we're gonna
wasn't
see
good
today.
enough. One guy at the helmets,
I don't know
two
what
at the
would
helmets.
be, you know, maybe like a beef stroganoff.
Yeah, I mean, for some of the teams in the squads, right, it was kind of interesting because we were sort of speculating.
The one who was waiting patiently in the corner.
In the end, they have to,
the
but
one
it's
guy
Inko who
at the
does
helmets.
engage that.
The one at the
maybe
the
not
one at the grenade is jumping down.
I mean, we were talking about how, you know, here on Sandhog, you do want to try and get as many points as possible, squeeze out as much as possible.
One guy in the middle at the stairs,
the
main building.
You're only going to see one of it anyway. You don't want to go heavy on these games. Tixie all by his lonesome here. No one else to help him.
Oh, there's still so many people here. Crazy.
The three-man squad here of Quest.
I'm running low on
Easy,
ammo
straight round the corner. Easy two-pump, double barrel action. Straight into the face of Kitsune as well. Causes him to go bounding around like a very aggressive bunny rabbit. And he's put the foot down, Blank. At least hits onto a one. The sprint out as well. Basically just offering themselves up as sacrifice there. Those are some freebies for gladiators. You get the response in as well for the situation. Get everyone back on their feet. You're going to be happy with that.
9 mil.
Yeah, you're going to be really, really pleased with the fact that Tixie's able to hold his own on this compound. It is typically where Tixie does play as well, over towards this eastern side. Able for the rest of the team to get over towards him as well. And I think that is nice. That's a nice regroup coming through from Gladiators. A lot of times they've been fairly slow on that approach. If one player is all
in front of the house, 195
is quick enough a lot of times. So for Tixie,
I had the glitch when you jump out of the car, you can't control your character.
That is a very, very pleasing result for Gladiators. Not so much for Quest. Currently on 13 points. It's not really looking too good for this team, even after the absolute mad plays we saw from Al Haji yesterday. I don't know how much further Quest is going to be able to get into this tournament, but I think next year is going to be a really good year for Al Haji.
The damage I'm inflicting on these people without getting a knockout.
I think they've done well, at least in kind of winning the hearts of the fans a little bit as well, with the time we've seen from them on camera, the way they've come across in their interviews, and the resilience we saw, at least in regulation.
Jet boost boards,
right? You know, for them to actually fight through,
another one, but
up in the tournament in a position we can still be talking about them right now, Blank.
I have a grenade, but you have to aim at the up platform.
It just felt like there was a little bit of room for them to get another step forward. It's a shame how some of the games have gone for, especially yesterday. It was rough.
He was here at the upper platform.
Back on screens here, though.
He's still up there.
Aggressive, looking to try and build themselves.
His friend is coming up the stairs. A third guy.
This one.
You just stay here. I go more. You stay here. You stay here. I go more north.
It's now moving in to clear out the upper compound as well, and flushing their way through anyone that dares to peek into them.
Yeah, it's a nice little fight there from Pasija Evos versus Hyper, leaving them down to one player now. And I think for Pasija Evos, this is very well set up. Yesterday didn't look too great for Pasija Evos. I mean, they were doing extremely well over in our group stage, but kind of fell off just a little bit there towards our first day of play for Group Green. 21 points, though. It's not terrible. It's not ideal either, but it's good enough. Pasija Evos,